Hello everyone, welcome back to my new video. So today in this lecture we are going to cover what is function and what are the types of function, and also we'll learn how to use the function. Okay, so at the end we build a small project using a function. So students, this one is very important topic if you are doing DSA, and also it's very important for a development also. So without wasting our time, let's start the video. So guys, function. Okay, so function is a nothing but it is a block of code that might be help to you to perform something task, or to perform something operation. Okay, so let me show an example. Suppose you want to drive a car. Okay, so in that time, suppose you are going to move straight, and at a point you want to move the light left. So in that case you can move your steering. Okay, so steering perform a task like it's moving your direction from one point to another point. So this performance task, okay, so that it can be called as your function. Okay, suppose you move a car with high speed, and at a point you want to stop your car. So at that point you press your brake. Okay, so that pressing of brake is not just perform a task. Okay, after just pressing of a brake, so that is a perform something task. Okay, so this task is called as a function. Okay, so that performs something function. Okay, nothing but okay function. I think you understand. So in similar, in our coding also, whatever we perform a task, so that task can be performed through function. Okay, suppose you want to perform repeatedly one task, like suppose you want to build a bank application system. So to perform the withdraw, to perform the deposit, so this is a repetitive task, right? So every time you need to no need to write that code exactly same code repeatedly. So to perform that kind of task, you just calling your function, like suppose you want to withdraw, so you just passes the withdraw amount. So in that case, it can be helps to you withdraw the amount. Okay, so let's see the first line. So what's function? I just have already tell that function is a in Java it called as a method. Okay, you can assume that is a method and function both are same. No need to worry about it. So let me doing a pen. Okay, not laser pointer. I think pen will be. Okay, guys, it's a white color. Oh, sorry. In Java, we call it as a method. Okay, so its function is a block of code that performs a specific task. That I have already tell you. No need to understand it another time. So it's a block of code that can be perform a specific task. When suppose you want to perform a withdraw, so you already have write the code for withdraw. So during the withdraw time, you just have to pass that I want to withdraw. So this very simple. Okay, so it's run when we call. Suppose yeah, function is not running during the call, during the oh sorry cut. So function is not run until it's not called. Okay, suppose function is right, but whenever you need, you just have to call it. Okay, during after calling it, it can start it running, and it becomes our part of our code. Okay, so it helps to reuse the code, but it means it can be helps to you reduce your what you can say reduce the code length, or you can helps to you reuse the code. Suppose you want to perform a deposit operation repeatedly time, no need to write deposit code repeatedly. Okay, so in that case you can just assume that you can just passes the I want to deposit, so that time deposit task will be performed. Okay, I think you got it. Okay, so let's see where the function is exactly used. Function means why function is exactly used. It is used to reduce the code, means reduce the code length. Okay, to make the program easy, to divide the large program into smaller parts, and to make the debugging easy. Debugging means understanding what's the problem of your code. You can just go through the your function part, then you can see that what's the debug here. Okay, what's the problem here. Okay, so see the syntax. For the creation of syntax, just you have to return type, means what's the value, what value you want to return. That may be int, or that may be float, or that may be your string, or that may be your array, or that may be your whatever that may be. Okay, these are called as your return type, means which kind of value you want to return as a after performing some task, which kind of value you want to return. So you have to just mention here that I want to return int type value, I want to return float type value. Okay, you got it? Otherwise, so wait for I will show the code and you will get easily understand. Okay, and at the end you just pass the method name. Method name means your function name. What suppose you want to perform what I said move, means you have to just uh, place your name as a move, so that it will be understanding your purpose. Okay, it's better understanding for you. So inside the code, inside that after writing the return type and method name, inside the block of code, what code you want to operate. Suppose you want to perform the addition, like inside the method name you perform your addition. So sorry, I have to forget to tell you that what's the parameter here. Okay, so parameters are nothing but what's the value, means you will want to use, means suppose I can say it's nothing but it's a value that pass during the function call. Okay, function call means sorry, function creation, not function call. Okay, suppose I want to create a function and as passes the parameter, means I passes some value here. Okay, so that during the operation time I access the value from here. Now for it you can understand it that parameter is just uh, pa parameter is just used for operation, any kind of operation that it maybe helps to you, because whenever you write the code you don't know anything, you cannot access from main one. Okay, so during the calling time I just passes the value, and the calling time part is called as your what argument. Calling time part this is called as argument, and during the creation part you can call as your parameter. Okay, that's the basic difference, that argument and parameter. You can say creating a function time is called as your what parameter, and your running time, your sorry, your calling time is function name is your called as your argument. This is very simple, you can understand. So let's see an example. Suppose I want to create a function name. Okay, so that function name is great. We pass in that void means you can say that it is a nothing. Okay, nothing, I want to return nothing, I just want to print, I don't want to return some value. Okay, so that's time I can passes that void just return type what the value I want to return. So I passes my name as a grade, the method name as a grade. So instead whenever I call the grade, it just print the what hello students. Okay, it just print a hello student. Whenever I press the grade, it show you the hello student. Okay, let's see the code. Okay guys, I come here and write function lex. Okay, dot java. Okay, it's the basic thing you have to know that. So I want to create a class, public class. What's my class name? Function lex, I think function, right? Okay, so after creation of class, inside the class I have to create the main one. Very simple. Okay, so here is the main one. Okay, suppose I want to create a function name. What's the suppose see the great one. Okay, so I want to write void great, and whenever the someone new I want to showing some great means some wishes, you can say, I just want to print hello. Okay, suppose whenever I need to print the hello, in that case I just mention that grade. Okay, I just call a grade function. Let's see. So in Java, you know, it's very quite thing that if you are creating a function without passing the static, it makes a static, you cannot access it. Okay, so for that time, for accessing the code you can make, or it is a static means it can be called as your global one. Otherwise you have to create an object and you call here. Okay, so for that time if you are using Java, then just mention the static one, because it helps to you to what accessing the function without creating the object. Okay, so I want to show great, I want to perform a great. So let's compile. Select Java, sorry. So let's compile Java function call, I think. Okay, function like. Okay, so let's So here, see here, hello will be printed. Without us, I don't have write any hello in the main function. So it's printed hello for me. That's I have already called a function great. That's why it printed me hello. As I don't have write any hello message in my main function. Okay. So let's understand what happened here. Okay. So I have to create an TLDR format. So that will be node.tldr. Let's see. Okay. But where is the marker? Okay, guys, I have to make it black one so that it will understand. So here is it. So guys, let's see what gonna happen here. Okay, so I have to create a function whose name was a grade. Okay, whose name was a grade, and inside the grade I have just passes a message that hello. So whenever see whenever the compilation started, it started with your main part. Okay, so this one is my main part. So whenever the compiler started, it started from main one. First of all, it I find search means where the main part will be available. It comes to the main one. So after entering to main one, compiler sees that I have a shows that a grade function. So I goes to the grade means there will be another one called as a main function. Okay, I think it's I message as a main one. Okay, this one is main. So other whenever I comes to the main one, so in that time my compiler see enter into the main one. So in main one he see the a part just a grade. So it find the grade one. So it go through the gate one, grade one. So see that grade one allow us to print a statement where the name as a hello. That's why it return our output as a hello. Okay, I think it understand. I think it's I explained properly. You have to understand it. Otherwise, let me explain another time. So whenever the compiler enter into our code means find our code, he search the main part. Okay, he just search the main one, and after searching the main one, he just see that there will be grade function is called. So he search where the grade one is available. So he search find that grade one is available in our code. Otherwise, it shows the error that function not found. So as a function found, that's why inside the function is allowed to print something. That's name as hello. That's why it's printed the hello. Okay, I think it's understand. So let's see another example. That's name as I can say what for performing an addition. Okay, means so let the addition I want to perform the square. Okay, so I can make as a static. Why static is used? Static is used to calling a function without creating an object, you can say. Okay, so I make it return type as integer because I want to perform a square of a number. So it's return the square of a number is an integer value, right? So for that time I can pass as my int as my return type and create a function name as square num. Okay. Otherwise you can pass as a large length because I need to it is short format for better understanding what kind of thinking I have. I pass as my name. Okay, and inside I just a part put a parameter, right? So what's my parameter? My parameter name is int n. So int n, this value is come through the main one. Okay, value will come from main one. It's just creating a variable for the accessing. Okay, accessing. So as I have created a uh, square number function, so I have to calculate the square one. Okay, so I have to create a variable int x, and I just square of a number means my number will be n, so n star n. Okay, so this is my square of a number means multiplication of with same number, right? So and at the end after calculating your square, I want to return it, return x value means what is this storing value, right? So let's compile it, and I want to create uh, int a with value 4 and creating a function called square num, right? Square num with a value means your 4, you can say. I want to print the value, what is the value it written, I just want to print it. Okay, so it's uot, and I want to just print what the value it written, I just want to print it. Okay guys, so Let's compile. Java function लिख दो Java. See, hello will be come, but our square num is not come. See why? Why our value? Sorry guys, I don't have saved the function. That's why it's showing an error. But actually, I have read the code correctly. So let's compile and see. Hello will be printed for my grade function. Okay, and what's the square of a number 4? 4 square is 16. You can pass it as a 100, right? 100 means you can pass as a 10 also. Let's save the code and compile. For the 110 it's showing as 100. Okay, it calculated a value. Otherwise I can, without creating a variable, I also can return that return n star n. Okay, what's the value I have? I don't no need to create any variable. I just return the value that you have to create a variable as n star n you have to return. So let's see, create for 5 or 6 I can say. Sorry guys. A new terminal. For 6 it's showing as a 36. Okay, right? So I have to put in another task for you to guys. There will task that you have to create a function for basic mathematical operation, right? Mathematical operation, math operation, I can say. Math operation means I can say your addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and modulus, you can say. That things that I have studying in our which part, our operation part, you can implement that in our function, that you have to create an function whose name is a static int add, and create for addition I need to a two number, right? So I have to create a int a and int b, and at the end I just have to, without storing creating a variable, I just have to make a plus b, return a plus b. I can say this as my another one, and I just to copy it, paste it, paste it. For addition I want to perform subtraction, right? So I make as a sub and perform a minus b. Similarly for the multiplication, I just have to make it multiplication, and similarly for the division, for I can say division, perform the a divided by b, modulus, modulo, modulus, and I can say it's a okay guys. So I just have to create, but I don't have passes in our main function, so I can passes it. Int addition, which value I have to create at that int a equals to 10, b equals to 5. Just have to create an variable. I think a is already created, right? So I have to create x is equal to 10, y is equal to 5. I can create. So I want to perform an addition, right? So for that I have to passes x comma y. Why it's showing error? Compile type int cannot be converted to char. Why it can? So why it gets add 10 comma 5, or I can say x comma y. Is my function name is already as a what I can say int, right? So what's the problem here? Is it making static, right? So I think passing the value will be this one. So guys, I have to come to the in my main function. I have called it x and y. So I have to create sum. Sum means what's my function name for addition? Addition, and I just passes x comma y, and I just have to remove this one and make it what's int sum, right? Int sum, and now I print sum. Compile it. Okay, save, and so my sum will be 10 plus 5 will 15. So similarly, your job is to do what? Subtraction, multiplication, and division. Let me complete it so that it will be easier for beginner who don't know anything. That's if you are don't know anything, that means don't feel any guilty, right? Everyone have their own way to learn, so don't worry. I will explain. I am here, guys. I will explain everything in a simple manner so that it will be better understanding for you. Don't worry, I am here. I will explain everything. So what's my multiplier? X comma y, and empty divider. What's the div? X comma y. Okay. So for you can pass it to the sub. Similarly for multiplication, I have to add multiplication. I can pass as mul. Similarly for divide, I can write divide. Okay. So let's save it and make it run another time. See what's our output will come. Let's see. So sum is 5 plus 10 is 15. Subtraction of 10 minus 5 is 5. Multiplication of 10 5 is 50. Divide of 10 and 5 is 4. It's a 2, right? So see the code exactly and try to implement yourself. Don't use any LLM and ChatGPT or whatever the more AI you can know. So don't use that one. It's very simple. So I will put some question on the my description for the functioning part. You can take the help of that question and you can implement that one. So thank you for watching till the end. Do like, share and subscribe, and keep learning and keep exploring.